Okay guys, so here we go with the car float. This is the kit that I've been dreading because it has so many parts and pieces. There's one sprue. There's another one just like it. Each little individual piece and part. There's another one. The three top deck pieces. These are all sides and who knows what else. There's another one of those. There's one of the bottom pieces. Some of the, looks like the front sides, or the end sides. It could be the rear or the front. More. This just broke off of something, so I don't know where it was supposed to go. It looks like a buckle holder that goes to the apron. Ouch. Here's one of the ends. You can see it's slightly bent up on the end right here. And then I think this is the end bumper piece. Actually, I'll have to leave this down. Put the top pieces up since they're going to be the hardest. Mainly because I'm not really following the directions per se. Yeah, again, my famous not following direction routine. Mainly because the kit, which I think is kind of stupid. I mean, I love Walthers, don't get me wrong. They're one of the few companies that make stuff that, you know, people actually need or like. But they come with plastic ties or rails. Plastic rails to put on top of the barge. So it's unpowered. I'm not putting these on there. I'm putting metal rails on mine. And I'm making mine powered. Mainly because I want to be able to drive the engine right onto the barge. Like the prototype does. Makes things a little more interesting, I think, and it gives me a whole hell of a lot more room to actually move the engines around and kind of drive them around and stuff, interact with the layout, so to speak. So what I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning off the little nipples and the flash. See these things here? Just taking all that stuff off. And I clean it up with my X-Acto knife. If I have to, I can take my rasp and lightly file it down. But once I get it smooth and where I want it, I can lay it down and start to glue the bottom together. I think this kit's pretty basic, but there is a lot of parts to it. I don't think you can really mess it up all that bad, because it is pretty basic. I mean, it's a boat. you know the peaked ends go on either side. You know it has to be flush. So that's how long and skinny the car float is going to be from here to here, which is very long. It's I believe it's 36 inches, which would be 3 feet. I'll check the box real quick. Yes, it is 36 inches by 5.5 inches wide by 1 inch tall. So that's a pretty long kit. It's not as big as my big building. That thing is near 4 foot long. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all of the center sections, which would be this piece. I just broke it off the sprue here. These obviously go like this in the middle of these little rung things here. And there's these rungs all the way down. So obviously they go in between there to support the top deck. And I just glue these all the way down. But I'm not going to show the whole process of that because it'll just take too long. So see you guys back when I have these glued down. Okay, you guys, as you can see, I got most of the bunks up. Like a lot of the Walthers kits, this one has a quirk to it. I consider it a flaw. One of the bunks, or two of the bunks, this one and I believe this one, sit over a seam, a crack. But you have to have the pieces together and glue them together, and it helps to have it on a flat surface, right? Well, therein lies the problem with the seam in the place that it shouldn't be. It creates a gap which allows glue to get to your workbench, the flat surface that it's sitting on. So that's where it caused the problem. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, it's glued to the bench. So what I'm thinking is I'll just get it together and then try to pick it up. I'm working on these end sections now. These end sections won't be seen, so I don't need to worry about cleaning them up too much. They actually go on the inside. I'm just gluing it now. And in case you're wondering, what do you mean it goes on the inside? That looks like the outside of the barge. Well, it's actually a two-piece. See, the flash there is pretty big. The outside of the barge is ribbed, so this piece will go over the piece here on the outside. But I don't need to worry about the exoskeleton yet. I want to get all of these pieces on and strengthen up the entire unit before I try to pick it up. I'd rather it crack in one spot than completely snap in half and leave me needing to redo the whole thing. Which, in case, would just leave glue on the table again. This side I did get up. I tried to pry it up with the X-Acto knife. As you can see, I got it to come off the table. So this side's free. This side over here, right at this bunk, is still glued to the table. But I'm thinking I'll just follow the same procedure and use my X-Acto knife and go into the edge of it. This side did crack, but it's not going to be that bad. I can use this thinner jar over here and a paint jar from my paint table. You can see I'm using it as leverage to, I don't know if you can see that, to push up against the plastic to hold it in place. Okay, now I need these two long pieces, the smooth ones. Break that off the sprue and clean off the flash real quick. And these are actually going to be right here along this side, and then on this side. And then once it's all together, I can worry about gaps then. This kit isn't exactly going to be one of those removable kits. I mean, it will be. I'll be able to move it. I'm planning on drilling some holes in one of these sections. Actually, probably a big hole right here. And this is where, well, either in the middle or on the end, probably down here on the end that doesn't go into the actual pier itself. And I'm going to use that hole to run my electrical wires through and my feeders so I can power this boat. Because I'd rather have it powered than dummy. I think I mentioned that before, why I wanted to do that. But yeah, I think it just makes more sense to have it that way. Oh, here's another flaw. This piece is too short. It doesn't actually reach. And these are butted up all the way together. Oh well. I didn't design it. And I'll take the other one off. Now, all of these little, I call them nipples. You can call them anything you like, these little pellets that are left over. This little pellet right here can be used. I use these for my air compressors and my propane tanks, small propane tanks, and air compressors on my, you know, little trucks that, like a railroad truck that needs an air compressor. I just paint it bright red and stick a square styrene piece on top that's ribbed so it looks like the head on a motor, and put some brass wire on it to look like tubing. Paint the motor black, and then you got like a little miniature air compressor. Okay, so now I'm going to put this other side on real quick. Hopefully this one isn't too short as well. That'd be a bummer. Well, yeah, that's short, alright. Oh, that is puzzling. Why would they build a kit that didn't fit? That's just kind of puzzling to me. Now that it's on, I'll go ahead and you butthole. Excuse my language. Looks like this one's going on. This is annoying. Okay, well, we'll be back. Okay, you guys, so here I have the little section boxes on, well, what would be the inside of the car float. And now I'm removing the sprues to the side pieces. They're grooved and about a foot long. And there's several of them. I'm hoping that I can put the flash pieces to the bottom so they don't show, but You know how they design these things, they don't ever work the way you want them to. That's mainly why I modify things, because it just doesn't fit right or work right. I'm able to modify it to fit the way I want it to. Okay, where's the rest of these things? I guess it's just the ends now. It's kind of look like a piece to a spaceship in Star Wars or something. Like one of those Genosian fighters or something. It's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to take these off the spurs, hopefully. I need a bigger bench. What was that? I just dropped something.
You can do that at Cascade Gardens in Bend or Saxon's Fine Jewelers in Bend.
I don't know what it was.
Spas and billiards in Redmond, the Bend Factory Stores, or Big Country RV in Bend or Redmond. Then you simply listen to KQAK during the week as we call out names 3 times a day.
Okay.
910, 1110, and 310.
I'm taking these off.
You call us back within 10 minutes. You're qualified for the ultimate prize vault.
Finally got them off. I'm kind of worried about putting these end pieces on and actually making them fit with the end bunk, because a lot of times they don't fit like a textbook, if you know what I mean. I've built a lot of Walthers kits over the years, and Walthers is still one of my favorites. I built some Craftsman's kits and design preservation models, you name it. I mean, city classics. I even have old model die casting buildings, which are kind of hard to find. But I think Walthers is probably my favorite, because they just have such neat stuff. But yeah, the way that the instructions say to do this is to
Come into Wilson's today and choose the stressless that fits you best. Stressless seating is customized to your body for the ultimate in comfort. Remember, now through June 16th,
oh yeah, that fits good.
$300 on select Sunrise recliners. Or get a free table with any stressless seating.
Okay, but I think I'm going to worry about getting this off the table first. So this may end up on the blooper reel. Let's stick the X-Acto knife under this side, pry up, cracked it loose, and then, geez, how am I going to do this?
More than just a Beatles tribute concert, In My Life gives you a chance to be there at pivotal moments in the extraordinary career of the Beatles. In My Life allows you to get a glimpse inside the world of the Beatles from their point of view, as well as hear some of the greatest songs ever written.
Okay.
County Register said, if you see one tribute show, see this one.
Now this piece actually goes here on the end.
Get tickets now at towertheater.org or call 541-317-0700.
And then this piece goes here.
And you'll also get a $7 mail-in rebate. Yeah, $7. Enough to get a plate of bacon with a side of bacon smothered in.
Okay.
Now that's tasty.
Go ahead and put some glue on this puppy. And See how it turns out.
They often imagine it just sitting around the kitchen in boxes. Not me, because when you cook with my Uncle Ben's jasmine rice, your meal is suddenly transported to the Far East. So my rice is probably riding elephants and buying reproduction mean vases to put on their tiny meadows back home, or running away from Bengal tigers. Rawr. Sorry, that was more of a jaguar. Begin with Ben and make your meal
Okay, that was kind of common.
Find great meal ideas like beef and broccoli at UncleBen's.com.
Well, I was right. It doesn't fit flush. Actually, looks kind of funny. But what are you gonna do, you know? Doesn't exactly line up right there at the seam down to here. Another one will go on top and kind of fit into place. There's a little gap that it fits in, but once again it doesn't really line up that good. Well, you basically see how this goes. I'm gonna go ahead and cut away and try to fix it. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, the whole side is on all the way down. It's ribbed all the way down. I had to do some moving and re-breaking and re-gluing because these kits, especially this one being so long, just doesn't... Now this one's really loose. I just don't want to... See that? I just don't want to fit together. But those are actually the weak ones that I'm not concerned about. What I am concerned about is these pieces, because these pieces really have the say whether or not it's going to fall apart. The other ones are just... Okay, so sorry for that little interruption there. The battery died and I just kept on blabbing my big mouth, and I think I went a couple of minutes before I realized it was dead. Here is the near completed car float. As you can see, I say near completed because I haven't secured the deck down yet. I'm not going to do that until I have the track on there and partially laid. Uh-oh. You're not supposed to see that yet. Well, you saw it, so I'll just say, here it is. Here's the car float I've been, or the hell is this thing called? Car barge, yeah. There's the car barge that I've been working on. It's really hard to see because of that light. And the sun coming right into the garage. I don't feel comfortable moving it with one hand. So I'll move it with two hands. And there'll be the car barge. Or car ferry. Jeez, I'll get it right one of these days, won't I? The car ferry. Near its completion. I wasn't going to show this, but I accidentally showed it. So anyway, there's the car barge. That'll finish off this video for now. And then the next time you see me working on the car float, railroad car float, I will be securing down the two front sections of the deck. I'll leave the back section detached for when I lay the track, and then I can run feeder wires up through the deck itself and drill little holes for the powered rail. Then I'll put on the cleats and paint it and all that. Rust-Oleum primer red, which is more of a brown color. I don't know why they call it primer red. It's like a rusty brown color, and it'll take away that plastic look that it has right now. But yeah, sorry for that. You will see more of the, let's get it right this time, car barge, car float, whatever. And then I've got the apron on there as well, with my homemade twisty turny turnbuckle piece that works. You just twist this little styrene tube and it raises and lowers the turnbuckles for the apron. So anyway, the sun is a little awkward right now at an awkward angle, so I'll go ahead and end this video. And let me know what you think. See you guys.